Hi everyone, my name is Rebecca Fish and I'm going to be discussing deliberate practice as it pertains to skill sustainment. During this presentation, I will go over the background of deliberate practice and how it came to be. I will discuss the state-of-the-art technology and the models that deliberate practice uses. And then finally, I'll go over the uses of deliberate practice used today and the future applications of deliberate practice. So what is deliberate practice? It is a concept that was originally proposed by Erickson, and he believes that one does not simply get good at things, nor are they born with this God-given talent. One must be systematic and purposeful in his or her practice of the specific desired skill. And this applies to everything from a concert pianist to a professional golfer to an ER physician. And he stated that this is how one achieves an expert level performance. And there are 5 principles that govern this purposeful practice. 1, you have to have an established and specific and reachable goal. Focus practice, which means an intense, uninterrupted, and repetitive practice. You have to receive immediate feedback. And then you have to get out of your comfort zone, which means that you're constantly attempting things that are out of your reach. And 2 additional elements that are added to describe the deliberate practice side of this is that you have to have elite performers, which is something like your attending physician or a veteran performer, and they have to be easily identified. And then a coach or a teacher that guides the training. Both of these are crucial in order to ensure proper and constant and individualized feedback is provided to the student. And there are many skills that can only be taught in practice once they have been mastered. So it's pretty rare to experience repetitive clinical practice in situ. So this is why simulation makes an excellent learning method and environment for practicing these skills to attain this expert level performance. So now we're going to see how the deliberate practice and the state-of-the-art technologies are found within this concept. So the first one we're going to see is the state-of-the-art one with NEJM Healer. This online program is a screen-based and interactive patient encounter portal that assesses the learner's prioritized differential diagnoses and illness script for their accuracy compared to an expert in the field. The program also offers detailed feedback on problem representation, diagnostic probabilities, and management plans. This feedback generates an objective measurement of the learner's strengths and weaknesses, which creates that individualized and catered learning plan for that specific learner. Another similar use of the technology is found within this research study that provided a training tracheostomy changing program using VoiceThread. So VoiceThread is a multimedia-based learning platform that allows instructors to upload teaching modules and have the opportunity for repeated skill practice for the learners and a video upload function so the learner's performance can be traced and evaluated by the instructors. The final one is the example of the rapid cycle deliberate practice model. Oh, sorry, my trash people are here. This type of deliberate practice combines the deliberate practice and directed feedback. So this one targets the performance gaps and feedback in order to improve the deficiencies. The RCDP aligns with the adult learner theory as well of constructivism, which allows the individual to learn by constructing meanings through their interactions and interpretations of their environments. It also includes the law of exercise and effect, which states that this repetition forms the positive reinforcements which results in substantial learning. Interestingly enough too though, this repetition can actually thicken the brain's myelin sheaths, which increases the neural speeds needed to actually send the connections, and this increases the speed of recall and enhancing the student's performance. So how exactly is deliberate practice used today? As we're seeing from the previous slides, it's utilized across multiple disciplines such as the music, the arts, sports, medicine, etc. So in an effort to become an expert in a skill or within one's field, one should have this continued practice. But for the purposes of this presentation, I'm just going to discuss with you as it pertains to the skill development and the skills sustainment. So we have the deliberate practice with the constant use of things. So we had the tracheostomy change care used on the online module, but then there's also been another one, which is used with CPR. So a study found that a short 6-minute session once a month improved CPR performance and skill retention in nursing students compared to the ones that had the test or the training once every 3 months for a longer period of time. Excuse me. Another skill or another study used virtual reality and the deliberate practice combined to address the physician's skill decay occurring in minimally invasive surgeries while in the combat zone. This adaptive reality program presented a surgical training system that tracked the performance, it recognized the skill deficiencies, and created an adaptive training schedule to address the surgeon's weaknesses. The preliminary results of this study showed an improvement in skills and thus a reduction of skill decay. So what about the future? What does the future for deliberate practice look like? So looking forward, it seems as though deliberate practice will continue to grow and integrate into the education world as technology advances. We are firmly placed in this technological world, and technology such as VR, mannequins, and simulation centers in general allow for the ease of repetition even in the low resource settings. Especially after COVID, with everything going on with the education world, many educational and training institutions needed ways to properly train and educate its learners without being present at the bedside or in person. So because of this, deliberate practice principles will likely continue to be found intertwined within the curricula or modules presented. And that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you listening to me.